it's kind of scary. Number one priority, don't hit anyone.
Yeah, like I feel like it's less likely that I'll hit a car. It's just more likely that I'm gonna hit a biker.
Yeah.
Which I would prefer not to. Like overall, like I feel like hitting a person is like a buzzkill. So like I don't get there. Like I don't want to do that. What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of our carcast.
Yeah, welcome back to everyone out there. Today we are in a different country. We are in Switzerland, in the city of Bern.
You may be thinking, wow, this looks very different. Let me tell you something. It is very different.
Yeah.
I have no idea how to drive right now.
Yeah, it's crazy. This is like, we've been driving for like 15 minutes now. Everything, you know, we're driving on the right side of the road, but it's just so different. Like, look at the signs.
Like, yeah, the signs are confusing. There's, I mean, like, the city's like very bike friendly, which is amazing, and very pedestrian friendly, but that also means the cars, we have to be more careful. Like, look at how many people in the streets. You could hit anyone. I don't even know if I'm ever on the right side of the street.
Yeah.
Am I on the one way? I don't know. Like, it's very interesting, I would say. It makes me feel like I really have to pay attention to driving.
It's kind of scary. Number one priority, don't hit anyone.
Yeah, like I feel like it's less likely that I'll hit a car. It's just more likely that I'm gonna hit a biker.
Yeah.
Which I would prefer not to. Like overall, like I feel like hitting a person is like a buzzkill. So like I don't get there. Like I don't want to do that. So,
for sure.
So like.
Well, you know, we got a lot of stories to go through. We're currently on vacation going through Europe.
It's true, on that vacation.
But first, just to recap what a carcast is, we basically drive around and you enjoy the sights of wherever we're driving while you hear us have a nice little conversation about something that's something new every time.
Something a little new every time. That's a good way of putting it, actually.
So we just came from France, and I think one highlight for me was we were in this French restaurant by the Eiffel Tower nearby in that neighborhood. And we had a waiter who was the strangest man I ever met, to be honest. Like, let me give you an idea of what happened. We're eating. He served us the food and everything. We're eating. Halfway through the meal, all of a sudden he comes up and says, "Peekaboo." He just, no context. There is no inside joke here. There's nothing. He literally just says peekaboo just to scare me while I'm eating. And I'm like, is this a French thing? I don't know. Are there any French folks out there to confirm or deny whether this is a thing? I don't know. I was like, okay. It
was so random. I was so lost and confused, especially because like as he was going to bury, he goes to me, and I'm like, interesting guy.
Yeah. things are pretty tricky here. But you know, today we're in Switzerland, which like is a little bit more normal in my opinion, more closer to what America is like.
Yeah, like it feels like regular life here. Mm-hmm. It really feels very normal, which I like.
It is. It's very ethnic. There's a lot of different people here.
Yeah, it's a melting pot.
Yeah.
Yes, we landed yesterday in Geneva, and the first thing we noticed off the bat when we were looking for dinner, just walking around the area our hotel was in, like, wow, look at all of these diverse cuisines.
Honestly.
And let me tell you something. I very much wanted some diverse cuisine after eating a ton of French food, because French food's good and all, but it lacks seasoning and spices, and like I just wanted something nice and, you know, flavorful.
Yeah, so we had a cheat day. You know, we obviously when we're on vacation, we want to like, you know, enjoy the cuisine of the countries, but we were like, you know, we've been having a lot of quote-unquote bland food. Yeah. No offense to, you know, the European countries.
Yeah, like it's good. I just don't feel like eating raw ground beef. That's all. Like I just don't like, and I don't want snails. Like I've had both, and I don't like either. So yeah, but what we're discovering so far about Switzerland is food is great because they got dairy down to a science. Mm-hmm. Oh my god, like the cheese is so good.
Yeah.
Oh, we're on our way to go eat some fondue right now. This morning, what did we have again for lunch?
We went to this like authentic Swiss place.
Yeah. And
we had like fish and we had lamb, and we also had this particular type of cheese. I think it was called like
raclette.
Raclette cheese.
Yeah, it's just like melted cheese. Like it's a particular kind of cheese, and they just give you two little baby potatoes to like dip it in. But like I just like was like I can eat this cheese by itself.
Yeah, that's
so good. They definitely have the dairy all good. Like the milk chocolate, fantastic. We haven't had ice cream yet, but that's supposed to also be pretty good.
Yeah.
So yeah, like I'm pretty excited. It hasn't been too bad. But what have you noticed about Switzerland, Barry? in terms of
just
price.
incredibly expensive.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I know when people say like, "Oh, it's expensive," you know, things are expensive. Where people like to throw that around, but we Googled it, and we found out that Switzerland is actually the #1 most expensive place in the world, which is pretty wild. Like, out of all the countries out there, like it started to make sense because it was kind of suspicious. We were like, we bought a bottle of water, and it cost the equivalent of $10 for a bottle about this. It wasn't even 1 liter. I think it was like less than 1 liter.
Robbery.
And we were like, this can't be real.
Can't be.
But it turns out it's like
it was real.
It's like, you know, really expensive here, and
oh God,
it's tough. Like,
oh God, wait, we're in the roundabout. Need focus. Roundabout. Roundabout.
Yeah.
Okay, it's not that bad. Okay, I survived the roundabout.
What's your takes on roundabouts? Are they efficient or are they just more confusing than they need to be?
I think they're efficient when they're small roundabouts, a big roundabout, like you know that one around the Arc de Triomphe?
Yeah.
There's no way that's efficient.
Yeah.
It's huge. There's like 20 lanes. Like just like a 1-lane roundabout, I think is efficient.
What I wonder is like, someone should have like done the science already. Like, are roundabouts, do they make sense or not? And then we should just replace all 4-way stop signs with roundabouts, or we should just only have stop signs. Like,
I mean, how are you going to replace every intersection with a roundabout? That's kind of difficult.
But like, if roundabouts make sense, then they should be widespread. I don't like this whole back and forth
thing. Then why aren't intersections widespread?
They are widespread in America.
Why I just crossed a roundabout?
That's what I'm wondering. Like, I feel like it just makes it confusing when we have like roundabouts that are like surprises. Like now, I think the problem with roundabouts is that they're just like a surprise to us. It's like, all right, we got to figure out how this works. It's almost like the customary system and the metric system, where it's like either's fine. You know, for me, I don't have a preference. It's just like let's be consistent.
I feel like I think it's more about America wanting to be a little obnoxious. Like, I feel like when America was formed, they were like, we cannot at all be like our founding fathers. Wait, is it the founding fathers? Whatever. We cannot be like Britain. We cannot be like them. Let's just use a different system.
It's
for
honestly
everything.
all such an ego game when you think about it. Like, there's
100%.
no point to have different like measuring systems. No point to have different currencies.
Yes.
Why don't we just have one currency?
One currency. Wouldn't that be interesting though? Because in some places, like how would that be managed? Because like in certain countries, like the value of their currency is like incredibly low. In other places, it's very high. Like, how are you going to balance all of that out?
Well, without getting too much into a tangent, I think the answer is Bitcoin. Or it's just like this universal currency for the world. I mean, like that, like naturally stabilizes it. I think, I think it's an issue in the world, to be honest.
Another roundabout, folks.
Yeah.
I feel like, okay, the cars keep coming and they're coming, and I think I'm doing it right. I don't know if I'm in the right lane.
This to me seems like...
This is stressful. There's a bicycle.
This doesn't make sense.
A bicycle.
We had to make like a full like 270 degrees. Oh, we missed it. Oh, we did miss it. Good job, Sam.
Okay.
I'm proud of you.
Well,
But yeah, see, that doesn't make sense. You could have easily just turned left if it was an intersection, but now with the roundabout, you have to go all the way around just to basically make a U-turn almost.
You know, you're making valid points. There's also like no markers for the lanes here, so that's good.
What are some things do you think that Europe or Switzerland, I guess, since we're here, have it better than America? Like, what have they got going?
How about you go first? I need to think on that one.
I think they have really good. Shoot, is everything better in America?
I mean, I can name some things that are, you know, like the lacking AC. I
feel like it's easy to complain.
Yeah, I know. No, we need to think of something that they're doing better. I think, honestly, the walking and the bike. Yeah, the bicycles.
The biking.
Yes,
yeah, the biking.
The bicycles, 100%. The most like bicycle-friendly cities in the world are in Europe.
There's this like bike rental app called Donkey Kong. No,
that's a game.
It
was Donkey Republic.
Donkey Republic. Honestly, what a great name for a bike rental company. Yeah. And those bikes were so smooth. They felt so good when you ride them.
Yeah.
And it's super simple. You just like go on an app and you unlock it and then you drop it off somewhere. You relock it, and you can get like across the city in like a 10-minute bike ride, and that's awesome. Like, I wish they kind of had that kind of thing going in America.
And I think biking is a lot easier than here than driving.
Yeah.
So I think, yeah, they got that really figured out. Like, there's bike lanes everywhere. Like, you're never going to be someone that does not have a bike lane.
Yeah.
Which is amazing. Like, I love that energy for me. Love that.
They've got some pretty sick views. I mean, you can see here some awesome views here of the city. Nice architecture.
It's like really nice, I would say. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, I can't. Also, another interesting thing that we've noticed about Europe is how small everything is. The plates, the cups, the parking lanes, the cars, everything, the people, everything is smaller here.
Yeah.
Which is very interesting, I would say.
Another thing also, homelessness. We've noticed, we've been in Geneva and Bern so far, and very, very few homeless people, even in like public areas, public parks. Mm-hmm. So whatever they've done, I don't know, maybe it's just like a less populated area, maybe that's just the bias there, but it feels like, you know, they don't have that issue. You can very visibly see that compared to America, where it is a huge issue. So that's another thing.
You're making valid points.
And yeah, the cobblestone roads, I feel like America keys more of.
I wouldn't mind that.
Yeah. All right. Well, that is Bern, folks. This is our first CarCast International. And we just found parking, so parking seems like it's pretty easy.
That was perfect. All right. Thank you again for joining. I hope you enjoyed our conversation about Europe and other things.
Peace and love as always, and we will see you next time.
Bye.